In this video, I'm going to give you the ultimate starter guide on running successful meta ads at the end of 2025. I'm an agency owner myself. We're managing over 100,000 euros in ad spend every single month. We're managing clients in over 50 different industries. So we have seen exactly on what is working and what is not working. We're also going to be talking about AI in that whole process. And I'm going to give you the 5 most important steps that you need to look for that all of the other videos are not covering. So grab a cup of coffee and let's get started. All right, so step number 1 that is crucially important that you need to understand whether you are just starting out with running meta ads or you are already a more seasoned advertiser on meta. And that thing is that it's not just about the ads. Like, you can go into our ad account here and we have 100 different campaigns and 1 million different ad sets. And it's not just about running ads. Running successful meta ads, of course, you need to get the campaign structure right, the creatives, the targeting, like all of these things are important, and we are going to cover this in this video, don't worry. But what you need to understand, what is absolutely crucial in my opinion, is in order to have successful meta ads so that you're collecting leads, gathering sales, getting more calls, getting more booked in leads, like whatever it might be, ads is just one portion of the whole thing. And that's why we have created the Wheel of SFP, and that's exactly like where all of our training programs and our coachings are based on. And let me walk you through this real quick. Inside of Traffic, we can generate traffic through organic content, whether that's a newsletter or a YouTube video or social media postings. But of course, we can also generate traffic through paid ads, which is what you're most interested in. But what is important to understand that this is just one wheel in the entire cog. Like if you have the best ads in the entire world, but your offer sucks, or your funnel is bad, or you have no systems in place, you're not following up with people, and you're not analyzing the data, then you can be the best advertiser in the entire world and you can run the most high production quality video ads on the entire planet, then it's still not gonna work. So it is very important that you not only focus on the ads, but that you have an overview over the entire thing. Is your offer good? Where are you sending people? Do you have tracking in place? Are you analyzing the data? All of these things are crucially important. So I see this so often with students, with coaching students that we have and people inside of our AI Meta Ads Accelerator, which by the way I will link down below, that people are so focused on like what's the newest targeting thing and what kind of campaign structure should I be using and what about creatives, that they actually forget that it's a lot more to be successful than just the meta ads part itself. So key takeaway number 1 is focus on the entire wheel, on the entire process, and not just on the ads itself. The second thing that is crucially important that very, very often gets overlooked, and this is something that we see all of the time in our agency, and this is the biggest distinguishing factor between ads that are performing really well and where we have a 10-to-1 ROI versus one where we're struggling, is the offer. And again, we've talked about this before in the last slide or in the last point a little bit, but I want to emphasize on this even more because it is so important. You need to have an offer that is actually really damn good. We are seeing ads all of the time. Like whenever we're scrolling on our phones and we're just going through Instagram or Meta or TikTok or YouTube or whatever it is, we are bombarded with ads and we get, 1 million different offers and opportunities every single day. So that you stick out, you actually need to, first of all, grab people's attention, obviously, and we're going to do this with creatives and we're going to cover this inside of this video. But secondly, like once we bring people over to our landing page, and it doesn't matter whether it's a landing page where people can purchase a product right away, or whether it's, something where we're going to collect leads, where we're sharing value with people, it is crucially important that the offer is damn good. On one side, the barrier for people to actually get started needs to be really small. Like you cannot just send people to a page where you're selling $1,000 product. That's not going to work. You need to build trust. You need to, again, what I mentioned before, it's like the entry barrier for people needs to be really small. So think about your offer right now. If you're having to sell something right now, or if you're having a product, think about it from a customer's perspective. Like, is the thing that you're offering really valuable? Like, are you providing massive value for the people? And compare that to the cost. And the cost might also be that people just put in their email address, like what you can see here, name and email address. Like that's a way on how you can collect leads. On the other side, it might also be that people can actually purchase a product right away. So you just just need to ask yourself, like, is the thing that you're providing versus the thing that you're asking for, is that in a good ratio? And ideally, you need to be providing 10 times more value versus what you're actually charging for. So in this case, for example, we're selling our AI Yourself course where we're showing you how to leverage AI, create AI content, photos, videos, all that stuff, create a clone of yourself. And the things that we are including there is worth like $2,000. We're giving trained AI tools. We're giving a step-by-step guide. We're saving you so much time and headache. Also, a community is included. So it's like massive, massive value. And then we're just charging usually $197. Now we have this offer. So what we're asking for versus what we're giving, it's like no comparison. That's why this offer works. On the other side right here, this is a Meta Ads training. This one is in German, but just to give you a theory, it's like we're sharing the 5 biggest mistakes that people make. It's like, people hate making mistakes. They want to avoid a pain more than they want to get gains. So that's like a psychological thing. And all we're asking for is just your name and your email address. It's like, again, it's like you're getting so much value and we're asking so little. That's why, again, this is working. So task for you is just take a look at your offer, whether you're selling a digital product, whether you are, having a physical store, an e-commerce store, whatever it might be. Just ask yourself the question for someone that does not know you yet. Like, are you providing lots of value and how much are you asking in return? And then just take a closer look at the ratio between what you're asking for and what you're giving. And this, again, as I mentioned before, should be 10 times more value compared to what you're asking for in return. All right, the next crucial part, step number 3, is having the right campaign objective. This is also something that I see very often whenever we're taking over new campaigns from a new client. And that is that people are just running the wrong types of campaigns. So what you can see here is like we're basically only running conversion campaigns, and sometimes also we were collecting leads. But we're seeing this so often that people are running traffic campaigns or interaction campaigns. And let me just show you a couple of the different options and what you should be using in which, like depending on your scenario. So you just click on create here, and now you can see all of the different options. And as I mentioned before, in my opinion, the most important campaign objective is sales, because more likely than not, you're trying to sell a product. Because at the end of the day, whether you're self-employed, an entrepreneur, or you're working somewhere, at the end of the day, we just need to make money so that we can actually pay our bills. And you probably have a product, whether that's physical or some kind of a service, we need to sell that. And that's why again, 99% of all cases, I'm just using a sales campaign. And even though if I'm just sending people over to, not my website, but to a training, for example, where people can sign up to book a webinar or whatever it might be, I'm also using a sales campaign. The reason for that is we have tested that intensively, a lead campaign versus a conversion campaign, and the quality of leads that you're getting with a sales campaign that you're optimizing for complete registrations, for example, we found that the quality of leads, the show ups, the people that are actually willing to purchase something, is just a lot better if you're going with a sales campaign. So again, 99% of all scenarios, I would use a sales campaign. Next one, app promotion. In case you're trying to sell or get people to download your app, this is what you're using. Leads campaigns are also very, very interesting, and this is something that we're using quite a lot actually with our clients. And that is if you want to collect leads for a service, for example, if you are a local business and you're, selling garage doors or whatever it might be. This is a client that we recently had, so that's why I have the example on top of my mind. We just made like an image commercial, a video commercial, where we're just explaining like, this is what we're doing, this is how it works, this is the offer that we currently have if you're living there and there. And we just had a very targeted ad already. And then we were just collecting leads like, are you currently looking for a new garage door? Book your free call, or like book your free call back request, and then we're just going to reach out to you. And then we were just adding like a couple of questions there so that we could actually figure out like, where are you living and what's your budget and what you're looking for. So we were pre-qualifying people, and then the client was getting those leads, calling them, and then he was closing them. So that's actually something that we're also using quite often, especially for clients that have like a low local store. That's where this is working really well. Engagement campaigns, I usually do not do these types of campaigns. It's just when we want to get, spread the word and see and get like tons of interactions. And like recently one of our clients opened up a new car dealership in a new location, and we just wanted that people in that region know that and share that and like that and stuff. And that's when we were doing an engagement campaign, and then we got like thousands of likes, and people were happy and stuff. So there are occasions, but just be aware that you're not going to sell anything with an engagement campaign. Traffic campaign is very similar, but you can also send people to your website, for example. Traffic campaigns, you can see Meta is always recommending is like send people to a destination like your website, app, Instagram profile, or Facebook event, and then you're getting link clicks, landing page views and stuff. And you can do this, for example, to send people over to your website, and then you can retarget people that were a certain amount of time on your website or on your landing page, for example. Again, this is not something where you're going to have like a clear ROI. So you're spending like $10 and you're making $100 back. Like that's not going to work with a traffic campaign, also not with an engagement campaign, and also not with an awareness campaign. An awareness campaign, for example, this might be something that a big brand with a lot of marketing budget is running, where it's just like, they're spending some money there so that they're omnipresent and you're seeing this brand all of the time so that it stays top of mind. So key takeaway for you, depending on where you are currently in your journey, depending on like what circumstances you are currently in, I would probably recommend that you kick things off with a lead campaign or a sales campaign if you have a product ready to sell. But again, what I mentioned before in the tip before is have your entire funnel ready and know exactly like what is the typical customer journey that your clients are going through. Like, are they seeing an ad and are they purchasing right away, or is that a long process of a couple of months? And that also very much depends on the type of products that you're selling and the amount of money that your service or your product is costing. It makes a massive difference if you're trying to sell a pencil for $3 or if you're trying to sell a coaching that's $20,000. So it's going to be a very different approach, but just so that think about all of these things and then pick the right campaign structure or campaign objective for your specific, circumstances. All right, so tip number 4, this is probably what you all have been waiting for, so that I'm finally getting to this. And that is, once you have picked your campaign objective, let's say we're going for sales here, and that is all about targeting. That is your ad set level and what is currently performing best, and should you be using Advantage Plus and stuff. So let me walk you through this. And again, this has been tested in like literally hundreds of different ad accounts. And this is what we're seeing is performing best as of October of 2025. Of course, like you need to have your pixel set up and all that things need to be up and running. And the things that are working best is if you have like a very broad targeting. Like in the past, it was important that you, I was always recommending to further limit the reach of your ads and switch setup, and that you have hard boundaries of that you're just targeting people, for example, who are interested in, like social media marketing or something, social media marketing. And then we were only targeting people who had that interest, and it was not expanding anything, and that was it. And then we were setting hard boundaries with age, and that's how we were doing things, and that was like the old way. But since we are living in an age where AI is getting more and more, and it's getting better and better in like everything that you can do, we have actually found that we're getting like much better results if we just switch to the recommended setup that Meta is giving us. And what you can see here is like we can set hard boundaries with location here, for example. So in case, for example, I just wanted to advertise in Austria, that's fine. And then you can see below here, there is just suggest an audience. So what we are doing as advertisers is we are giving Meta a suggestion. So for our AI Yourself course, for example, I know that our typical target audience is between 30 and 50. So that's like our 80% of people that join this course. And by the way, I will also link that down below. It's a killer course. We cover everything around content creation with AI, but yeah, it doesn't matter now. Everything that like 80% of people purchasing are between 30 and 50. And then it's like mostly men, but it's like, maybe 60-40. And then again, we can have a couple of suggestions around detailed targeting. So I know social media marketing. And then I always like to search for a couple of marketing terms. And then I just see like, okay, what is, we have viral marketing, and then it's recommending digital marketing and direct and conversion. And like all of these things are cool because again, we're also teaching meta ads. So I'm just adding like a couple of interests there. But as you can see, again, this is just my suggestion. And what Meta is going to do is going to display the ads to people in that targeting group that I have created, but it's also going to expand. And the more open I leave this, the more it's going to get broader and broader, and it's going to figure out like, okay, who is resonating most with that specific ads that we have. And then it's just gonna, the AI in the background and the algorithm is going to tailor, and it's going to display the ads to those people that are just resonating most and that are most likely to purchase the product. Again, this is what we found. And also one trend and one thing that we're currently doing with basically all of our ad accounts, that is that we have like fewer ad sets, and that we're just consolidating more and more into one ad set, and also that we're having multiple creatives inside of one ad set. That's usually what we're doing these days. That's what's performing best as of right now. This might change in the future. And especially, by the way, like don't get me wrong, if you are a seasoned advertiser and you want to test out specifically, like is this or that targeting option performing better? Of course, you can go to the old school way of targeting and setting hard boundaries, but this is more tailored towards beginners. And if you are just getting started, then give Meta like a little bit more room to play around, and usually it's going to do a better job compared to what you would be doing if you're just getting started. So that's basically when it comes to the targeting side of things. And usually what we're doing these days is when it comes to the platforms, I usually like to exclude Threads and Audience Network because it's just usually not performing as well. But that's a very rough overview over the targeting side of things. We do also have an AI Meta Ads Accelerator where we're going in depth, like, there are like, I think 10 videos on targeting, and it's just a lot more detailed. And we're giving you 10 tailored AI tools that we have created. So the entire process is going to be a lot easier for you. But just so that you know, we have that. And this is a much more in-depth overview. And we're also having a community. I will link that down below for you to check it out. And before we're going to go to the last part of this video, which is the creatives, I just wanted to mention that below this video, you will find a link to our completely free ad toolkit. All you need to do there is insert your name and your email address and tell us like a little bit what your business is doing. Are you a consultant? Are you selling e-commerce? Like whatever you're doing, just give us some information, and our trained AI tool is gonna create an ad copy for you. We're gonna give you a recommendation on what type of funnel you should be using, and you're also gonna be getting our Canva templates for getting ads that actually convert. These are battle tested. These are ads that we have been using mostly for ourselves, but also for our clients. And this is completely for free. All you need to do is just click the link down below and you will get over there. As of right now, we have been talking about the ad set, but now let's talk about the ads itself and like what type of ads should you have, and is video ads performing better or image ads? Generally speaking, throughout all of the ad accounts, we're seeing that video ads still are performing better than image ads, especially those 9x16 video ads. If you have a good video ad with a good hook, clear call to action, these are gonna be killer. But what we always like to do is we like to kick things off with image ads. And I also always like to have, whenever I mentioned before that we're usually setting up one ad set and then multiple creatives and multiple ads in there. And there I like to have like maybe 2 video ads, 2 image ads, and 1 carousel. And then I just let that run for a couple of days. And then I'm just gonna analyze like what's performing best, and then let's do more of this. Another thing on why I like to use image ads a lot, and that is because I can create them a lot faster compared to a video ad, and very easily I can test different angles for my offer. Because like, for example, with our content creation course, I have this, with this wording here, for example, I have master AI content creation. So I'm going to see exactly like, are people problem aware that, content creation is difficult and that you can make this faster with AI? So is this going to work better? Or is it actually something like scale your business with AI content creation? So is it more like, targeted towards business owner? Or is it like this is going to be very similar. There I just have set up like a couple of different things that we're covering, like photo and video creation. You're going to learn how to clone yourself. You're going to learn how to create high converting video ads. Then it's like, okay, is it video ads directly? So as you can see, I can just test out different angles and different perspectives on the type of problem that I'm solving. And that way I can just figure out really fast and relatively cheaply, like what are people actually resonating most with. And then based on the results that I'm getting from my image ads, now I might know that, okay, this is actually going to be very, very interesting for, I don't know, people wanting to scale their business with AI. And now I know, okay, like this is the type of angle that I'm going to focus on in my video ads. And that way I'm going to move over. So that's generally speaking the way and how I like to do it. One thing that is crucial, or like a couple of things just for you to have on the go. I want to have big and bold text that is relatively, big in the image and easy to read. I always like to have some neon colors inside. In this case, I was using neon green. Sometimes it's pink, sometimes it's red. And then it should just be visually appealing. This does not mean that it has to be like these perfect images. By the way, they are all AI generated. It might also be something like, this was a selfie image that I took, I don't know, like last year or sometimes. And this also has been working well. In this case, like there was just like a little bit too much text, but generally speaking, it's like this has also been performing really well. One thing also that is important to understand whenever you're getting started with running meta ads, and that is it's always a thing of just testing out. It's like there is no right or wrong. It's like everything that I'm telling you is this is from our own experience. This is what is working best for us, and this is what we are seeing is working best with our clients and ourselves. But this does not mean that it's going to be exactly 100% the same for you as well. So what I want to give you on the go is just take all of these things that I'm giving you, download your AI toolkit down below, make sure that you put in as much information as possible, because then we can give you some better tailored results for yourself. Use the Canva templates that I'm giving you inside of this report, and then just go on from there. Now you have a starting point. Now you can get started, test it out, do the data analysis, and then you can see what's performing best. Do more of this and do less of the things that are not working as well. But there you have it, a very rough overview over the best way and how you can get started with meta ads in the end of 2025. Meta ads can get complex. AI can help you in many, many different ways, and we're using it all of the time for our own business and for our clients that we're managing. Again, we're covering this in super detailed inside of our AI Meta Ads Accelerator. I will link all of these things that I have been talking about down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. And in case you have not seen the video about Sora 2, then make sure you watch this video over there.